so much for joining me. I'm going to be doing a charm casting for you. Also, like if you look on my Etsy, the description is a 20-minute video where you get a minimum of 10 charms, which we'll do more than that. And then also it includes tarot cards, because if the camera zooms in and like puts an emphasis on one of, I don't know if you've ever watched my YouTube videos, but puts emphasis on one of the specific charms, then we'll pull some tarot cards. And if I want to, we're kind of going to go with the energy of it and see what happens, because we might also do like just other tarot cards in addition to it. So we're going to go ahead and get right started. So when I go through these, I'm actually not looking at them. I am just kind of moving everything around. There's some teeny tiny ones in there too. Alright, so I got a lot. First, we have the initial Q or W. These may not be significant. Sometimes they are. It could also be N or T, since that's kind of what I'm showing the screen. It's very interesting. I feel that... So what I normally do is I just go through each one and see what they are. So bear with me one second, because I just kind of read. If you want to look and see what you find interesting, you can also look as well. So what I'm immediately drawn to is it almost feels like there's like a division that goes right across here, because here we have an elephant, and I would associate this elephant with spirituality, because there's also a dolphin. So I feel that you have some spirit guides that are animal spirit guides. You also may be really drawn to those animals. And it's very interesting because that energy is going to kind of gear you into going in the right direction. I feel like you've just started on some of your spirituality and getting into what is important to you. I also think it's really cool that we have laugh and laugh on either side of that line of differentiation that I was saying. On one side we have a nickel, on the other side we have a quarter. Now there is one direction that you're either going to be able to choose this side or this side. I feel that you have an option right now. You're trying to pick between two things. I feel that one is it's really interesting. I feel like the spoon is kind of the line, because it's really pointing basically right straight through. So on one side we also have a little leaf. So these are feeling like hobbies. So we have the leaves, which is gardening. We have the painting. We have sports. We have travel. I feel like this part of it is almost if you decide to be on your own or choose what specifically makes you happy. Let's pull a clarifying card on this side. So it is showing as the reverse Nine of Swords. I want you to be able to see it. So the reverse Nine of Swords energy is about rest and recovery. I feel like this side is basically like your self-care. You focusing on what you want. You focusing on what you need. Let's see what's on the other side. So this is showing as the Two of Pentacles. Now the Two of Pentacle energy is about two choices. It's about weighing options. Very interesting. I feel like you are weighing an option, and I feel like one side is going to be more, you're going to get more money, you're going to get more coin than the other side, because we have 25 cents or 5 cents. And I feel that on the other side, we're talking about hug and happy. You can give yourself a hug, but when we talk about hugs, we are normally talking about other people and physical contact with other people. But there's also this lock. So one side we have a lock, and the other side we have a question. So I feel that there's a part of you that's questioning whether or not doing your own thing and having your own hobbies is going to bring you the satisfaction that you're looking for. And I feel that you have some fear that if you go forward with, you know, choosing your hobbies and your happiness, that you're going to have some sadness. Like you're not sure if it's a good thing for you. So I'm showing, this card is showing as the reverse magician. So that thought process of saying, is this the best for me? What should I do? You're really having some scattered energy. So it didn't really settle on anything. But so we're not going to pull a clarifier at that time, but you can see that we're continuing to pull them. So the reverse magician is about scattered energy. It's about not being able to make the choice because you don't realize how powerful you are. I feel that you sense there is a division in these two options, but there are some secrets. There are some things that you don't have, so it's not giving you the answer that you're looking for. And I feel that there is a person on this side that is kind of influencing that situation, and you really want that person to be happy. Let's get happy here. You want them to be happy, and you want to have their love, but you're kind of seeing and learning that things are not the way you're actually happy. So this side, we actually, for clarification, are showing the hermit. So the hermit is about going deep within. It's about having time to yourself. So yeah, I do feel like your decision is between, should I be doing my own thing or should I kind of go with what this other person wants? So that's where we're kind of defining what the situation is. So what I'm going to do is move these back. And I'm going to pull, actually that just bothers me. I'm going to move them up here so we clear the energy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do two little side-by-side readings about what happens, what is the outcome if you choose option 1, and what is the option or the outcome if you choose option 2. So these are for option 1. And I'll spread them out so you can see them in a moment. And these are option 2. Wow, so sport came back up in option 2. That was in option 2 earlier. But in this one we have beauty. Oh, and then we have hug and heart. We have F, W, L, and then, or however you want to see those. And then we have another heart, the word the, and then this grin that we have on there. So over here we have another spoon, a leaf. We have a fish, again with the animals. That's very interesting. We have 2 feathers across. Play, hug, now, forever, dance. And then we have a car. Okay. And then I'm going to throw 3 cards for past, present, future, because I feel like this is something that we need to know. So we have past, present, and future, because I want to know why you're making these 2 decisions. So what I'm reading from these is that either one of these choices is actually going to work out for you. The choice that you were talking about with the other person, they are going to love you forever. Now, there are going to be people who separate from you. There are going to be people who are upset with your choice, and they're not going to like it. Some of them are going to cite religious reasons as to why they don't agree with you, but you're not going to care because you're going to have the opportunity to dance and play and hug. And some people, once again, are going to leave you if that's the choice that you make. If you take this option 1 where you care what those other people are kind of thinking in the situation. Now, on this other side, I really see that if you are able to choose yourself on this side where it's like kind of you're focused on exactly what you want, then you're going to be wildly happy. You're going to be grinning. You're going to have the love that you're still looking for. Like, I sense that love is on either side. So like that other side where you're kind of taking other people into account more, it's still going to be full of love for you. And then the other one where you kind of choose your hobbies and the things that are important to you and other people might not see why, there's still going to be love in that situation as well. So also over here we have the D. That one came up as well. So then we will just kind of push those back. So in the past, what's been going on with you is we're looking at the reverse Six of Cups. Now, the reverse Six of Cups is about living in the past. So I feel that in the past you've made this type of, and this is a clarifier since it zoomed in on that card. In the past, you've made a kind of decision where you've chosen yourself and it did not go well. And you're really scared because you feel that if you are able to please people or kind of keep them happy and not be on their radar, that you're not going to experience that same past that was painful. The issue with that is that you are, let's see what this card is. Yeah, see the 10 of Cups is you're missing out on the love and support. You're not seeing that you have that still. So there was that first person in your past that created the situation where you feel like you can't say what you want or feel or like because it didn't go well for you. And so you're a little bit nervous about doing that now. And the really big part to remember is that you have learned the lessons from the past. So there isn't any part of you that is like unaware of how things could go. But if you're able to let go of the idea of making someone else happy, you'll have a lot more cups. You'll have a lot more opportunities to have like your things that you want to do, or your activities that are important to you, your idea of what you want to do for a job. Like I feel like there's going to be this moment where you are able to just let go and not care what anyone else thinks. And I feel that you've kind of had glimpses of that, but you don't remember how powerful you are. You need to remember who you are. So then present energy, we have the reverse Ace of Cups. So this is about feeling let down and being disappointed. I feel that you give your all so much because right now we have, let me see how many. It's interesting because right now on the board we have 3 cards that are cups. Cups are about emotions. This is a really emotional time for you. Some of that stuff in the past where the person like wouldn't let you pick what you wanted was very, very traumatic for you. And I feel that this person was an authority figure in your life. They didn't give you the opportunity to voice what you wanted and what your opinion was. And then you went out and you were like, I'm going to do this on my own. I'm okay. And then you were just, you have encountered disappointments. So then if you continue in this energy, this disappointment energy, the future holds the 8 of Wands. So the 8 of Wands energy is about change. It's about messages. There are going to be things that people say to you that are going to change things for you. But the biggest thing that I can see in this is that for some of this connection with these other people, you're totally being emotional about it. And so it's kind of clouding your, it's clouding your view of what's going on. And so you don't see it as people pleasing in this group, in this choice. You don't see it as people pleasing because it's your life. And so you think, well, since it's my life, I'm not pleasing other people with it. But if there's a part of you that's like, oh my God, I just don't want to hear what she has to say about it, or, oh, he better not open his mouth, or they better never say anything. Like, there are people who you don't want their input in the situation. And so in order to avoid their input in the situation and keep them happy, you're doing things in a way that they would want you to do. So now I'm going to pull a card about if you were to find a way to not have disappointment in life. Like if you were to able to say, well, I see this cornucopia of all the things that I have, then we're going to show at that point the Justice card. So I feel like, and that's a win-win solution. So what I feel like you're actually able to look at in this situation is there's a way for you to combine option 1 and option 2 that you're overlooking. And because of the fact that you're kind of trying to avoid a confrontation or avoid a way that that the person feels, you're missing out on an opportunity for everybody to get what they want. So there's option one, option two. It can be balanced where both of you get, or everybody gets what they want. So part of it might be that with your choice that you're making, you don't tell anybody. You just do what you want to do. I sense that at this point you are able to kind of say, you know, because one of the things that we were looking at was just animals or like art or painting or creativity. Like that's one of those things that it doesn't matter what anybody thinks. But I also feel that some of the reason that you have kind of like one option that'll make you more money and one that'll make you less is because one is about your passion and the other, so they want me to give you another card about that thought. So one is about your passion and the other one is about making money. And I sense that a little bit that's kind of what is stopping you, because the card that came up is the Hanged Woman. This is also known as the Hanged Man in the Rider-Waite deck. Obviously, I try to read gender neutral, but in this case, it is the Hanged Woman. And this is about wisdom, self-sacrifice, and getting a unique perspective. So there is something going on with this thing right here, with the money, the amount of money, the how things are going. And really what you need to do is try and look from that other person's side. So imagine there's like a bridge in the middle and they're standing over here and you're standing over here and you're looking at the same thing. You're looking at the same thing, but you're not really seeing their point of view. So it doesn't hurt to hear what the other person has to say. Take that constructive criticism. Maybe you're undervaluing yourself and they see it. You know, maybe they are really working on, hey, or from the perspective of, hey, I want you to have the opportunity to have everything that you want, and I want this to be really good for you, and I want this to be big for you. But from what I see, you're not valuing yourself in the way that you could, is what I really feel from this whole situation, is that you really need to take some time to view the other person's thoughts and ideas. And when they say something to you like, oh, well, I really think X, Y, and Z, I would say, hold on a minute, let me take a note of that, because I really want to give myself time to consider what you're saying so that I don't have a knee-jerk reaction, and so that I am giving this an opportunity that it deserves. You know, because if you try and have a conversation with this person because you have been in resistance to what they're saying for so long, you're just going to clash at this point. They're not ready for you to come in and say, hey, I do want to listen to your viewpoint. Because I feel like this is someone that you trust, but you're in like a struggle almost right now of saying, but I want to take control. I want to do things my way. I'm just ready to be independent in this matter. So basically, I feel that the overall experience is that you should find a way to see how the other person is. They're not communicating with you clearly. So they're not communicating with you in a way that you're like, oh, this is what you mean. And so some of it, they may have some insight that you really want to hear, and you don't want to charge forward and not get what you're looking for. And so I feel like if you make that change, that's when this Eight of Wands is going to come in. And then people who are looking for this like creative project, it's not necessarily painting. It's some kind of creative project, but that's represented by this. You're going to start getting messages. And I feel that there is a way for you and the person to find some balance and find some harmony in how you're viewing this situation. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for being on my live this evening. I really appreciate the fact that you were able to do a screenshot so I could get you this reading. And I will be putting it on YouTube and sending you a link. And let me see if there's any final things. Just remember that whatever you choose, this person is going to be there forever. This person really wants to take part in your life no matter what you choose. this person will be there forever, and you don't have to worry about that. All right, well, thank you so much, and I look forward to reading for you again.